here for obviously the final press conference for Dillian Whyte and Dereck Chisora. Dereck Chisora is your guy.
That he is.
How has he been in the gym? And everyone is commonly known that Dereck's quite a difficult character to deal with. How's that relationship? Does he listen to you?
Sometimes. Sometimes he listens. Sometimes he doesn't. He listens more than he doesn't. So apparently that's more than just never listening to anyone ever like it used to be, which is nice. I think the only reason he may listen to me is because I've achieved what he hasn't yet. Now, I was able to win world titles. No, it's the only belt he's never won is the world title belt, and he really wants to win that one. He's been boxing for many years now, and he wants to be world champion. I think he's kind of played at boxing, going by what he used to, the way he used to live his life, and the way when he's in the ring, he's all business, and but it's how you live your life the 3 months before a fight shows how much of an athlete you are and how much you really want to be a boxer. And you have to see him out back in the day and think, he doesn't really want to be. He wants to be a boxer, but he's not willing to live the life of a boxer. Now he is. So we should see now. Ideally, he would have lived the life he's living now 10 years ago.
I was going to say, do you feel like now that he's had this rhythm and curriculum of training, strength and conditioning, dieting, nutrition, etc., he looks back and regrets that he didn't do it earlier?
Yeah, of course he does. He's like, bloody, can you imagine if I'd have done this for this fight or that fight? I was like, yeah. Can you imagine if you'd have done like 10% of this for the first fight? You wouldn't have faded. You wouldn't have needed to sit on the ropes taking punishment and getting a breather. You don't need a breather. You have the breather in the minute between the rounds. That's when you have your breather. You don't have it in the mid-fight, sit on the ropes getting your head punched in. It's ridiculous. So I think he's realised that now, and moving forward, he'll be making sure he's in tip-top shape to be. If you're in a 12-round fight, you need to be 12-round fit. And it's like going into a marathon without doing your training. You can still do it, but it's going to be really hard, and you'll probably injure yourself and run out of breath, and you'll be in a crap time. Whereas if you train for 3 to 6 months before the fight, before the race, a marathon, doing all your strength training, your diet, your nutrition, working on your technique, your form, the marathon will be run pretty comfortably at a decent time. Same thing with boxing. You don't train to do 12 hard rounds. You might do it, but it's going to be crap. And the first time round, you run out of steam. This time round, you should have a hell of a lot more in the tank, because he's going to need it, because Dillian is a really good fighter. He's really, really good. He's got such a good jab. He's a good counter puncher, and he's there for 12 rounds. He's fit. Is he fit to go toe-to-toe with Dereck for 12 rounds? I don't know. I know he's fit enough to do 12 rounds. He's fit enough to give Dereck a 12-round boxing match if Dereck allows him to. Fact. He can keep behind the jab. He'll do what he did to Robert Alenius. Stick behind the jab, win the fight, and after the fight, everyone goes, I was boring. He goes, well, I got his fight with AJ in April. I didn't want to risk anything. And who could argue with that? You'd go, fair enough. But if Dereck's able to get close to him, if Dereck's able to close that range, and now he's 12-round fit, we got ourselves a real slugfest, a 12-round slugfest. And Dereck isn't Pernell Whitaker. He's not Lomachenko. That's not his thing. His thing isn't finding angles or slipping and sliding, turning southpaw. It's just get close and let your hands go. Keep the head moving. Right hook, left hook, right uppercut, left hook, right uppercut. It's just a continued onslaught. And is Dillian going to be capable to survive that for 12 rounds? I don't think so. Genuinely don't think so. And I only think that because I've seen him do it in the training, seen him do it in the gym. I know gym ain't the fight, but it's a decent indicator.